What you're going to watch is a short clip of our 1 hour full podcast. What we have done is we have picked up one small topic of interest so that you can just focus on that particular topic. But you can still watch the full podcast at the screen. A link is given. So in one of the podcasts, one guest said that he was working in Middle East, and over the weekdays, some fancied suit professionals used to come, and they usually were from McKinsey and KPMG, and they came there, sat in a cabin for a few days, gave a presentation, went back. So he was very fancied with this idea of a management consultant. Okay, so let's get from that hype to the reality. So what do consultants actually do on a daily basis?
So while this is the outward appearance of a consultant, I think they add a lot of value in more ways than one. I mean, so for instance, if I look at the typical consultant at a junior level, they'll be given there are 2 or 3 aspects to consulting. One is they're managing the relationship. That is typically done by the senior folks in a consulting organization, the partners and the senior managers. They come with a deep industry knowledge. I mean, they would have worked in the industry for a significant number of years. They would have worked with similar sized clients who have a similar complexity of business. And they understand a lot about how business is done in that client industry. That is one. The second is they will also have experience, as I said, they wear the other hat of the specialism, either strategy or operations or technology. And at a senior level, you also have a reasonably good understanding of other areas. You're not restricted to one area alone. So they will set out the groundwork, or they'll set out the sort of boundaries saying this is what we are here to do. Coming next to the team, I think the team then has to set out their own agenda. I mean, consulting is all about, being a self-motivated person trying to largely know what needs. You're given a general idea of this needs to be done, and you're then expected to also fill in some of the blanks. So you have to sort of figure out what kind of data will you need to understand. Before you start the analysis, what kind of information or data you will need. Then you have to start engaging with the client to say what are possible sources. And there is always, in an organization, there are always people who are willing to work with you, and there are people who are not willing to work with you. I mean, who are reluctant or who are busy or think that nothing's going to change. So you have to, do a little bit of that also to figure out where is the data or the information I'm looking for. How do I get it with the least amount of wasted energy and time? Once you get that, then you have to analyze it and come up with some understanding through that analysis. And then it's about, saying how does that support what you're trying to do or what the client has asked to do. Find a business case for change, help the client manage the change process and implement what you are sort of doing. So that's how typically consultants do. Sitting in a room, unless you are doing a very specific, forensic type accounting or, doing something which doesn't need specific engagement with client personnel, usually doesn't happen. I mean, they may be doing some analysis, but they do without client involvement, you can't do consulting projects.